What's up, everybody? Soul here with another sort of Convallaria video, and today we're going to be talking about what's going on. So, what is going on? The Sword of Convallaria, we are in only a slight drought. I'm not sure what's happening with the game. I see that players are dropping, numbers are going down. People don't seem to be too engaged with the game. Of course, it's still got its core, which will always will have until, I don't want to say it, something happens. But I'm concerned about the game, and I see it amongst the other content creators. There's a huge drop off. I'm sure you guys notice if you're watching this on YouTube. And yeah, it's concerning. I have to stress before I say anything else, I love this game. I absolutely love this game. This game is phenomenal to me. Final Fantasy Tactics is the game that I have loved to play the most in my life, and this game fills a hole in that. And we're getting a remaster, and I wonder how much this game has helped to create that reality, because I saw this game and the success this game brought, because this game has been successful. With that said, we're going to talk about a couple things that are really concerning to me and that I'm seeing discussed amongst the community. First and foremost is a lack of in-game content. We're not really have a lot. They're very few and far between. What's going on there? New materials being added to the game. They're being shadow dropped, not being announced, not being discussed. It's a little bit weird. Eternal Awakening. This is a new event. What's going on with it? Is it Spiral Destiny? Is it an event? Which one is it? It requires energy, it requires keys. We'll talk about it. Shaklulu and Kaya. Where's Shaklulu and Kaya? What happened there? Oh my goodness, No content creator program. No communication. It's a little bit weird. It's a big deal for any growing gacha game. You want to have a strong content creator program, or at least communication with your community. Etheria Restart. There's a lot to be seen and gleaned from that game. That's XD Studios' newest release, and it leaves some questions to be answered. And then, lastly, we'll give a comparison of what a healthy game looks like compared to what Sword of Convallaria has happening. With that all said, let's get right into it. As I said, first and foremost, we're going to talk about no in-game content. Now let's take a look at the game here and see what they got going on. If we click on the events, we can see right here we have a schedule. And so we have the daily meditation time. That's coming to a close here in only about 10 days time from as of this recording. And then we got Eternal Awakening. That's going to go all the way into the end of July. That is a very peculiar situation with this one right here, because this not only requires keys to access, it requires energy to play. And so I know that probably some people are like, that's not a big deal. Yeah, I get it, but it kind of is. If that's the new direction of the game, where you're going to be required to use keys, which is already a gate, to access content that's going to require energy, another gate, I don't know that's necessarily the right direction of the game. And let me just say, we could be having a totally different conversation about this and say it is the right direction of the game if things were going in a really positive way. But they're not. Things have not been overly positive with Sword of Convallaria, and so I don't really understand the justification in doing this. And so it doesn't really make sense to me. But regardless, we do have something over here being announced down the road. But we have a fireside chat coming. I think this is our third fireside chat, I'm pretty sure, or fourth. I think it's third. I have played since launch. I just can't remember well. Regardless, we've done this before. Is it the best thing in the world? No. It's something. It is enjoyable, and it can be challenging. So I guess I'm grateful, but it's all same but different. And it feels like low energy, low effort. I'm going to leave it there. You tell me what you think down in the comments. I'm not going to stick on that too much. I think there's a deficit. We lack in-game content, and I think it should be addressed. Moving forward, I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments what you think. Let's talk about this new material they've dropped on the game. So, if you go to your character and you want to star someone up, We're going to pick on Hasna here. You want to get your Hasna up. What is this? Oh, we have Immortal Recollections now. Where did this come from? What the what? So, there's not really been good, strong communication on the game. I get it. You know, but to throw this in the game with no notice, no information, doesn't really seem right. And sure, it might be in the patch notes and things like that, but like, why not have a good conversation about it? This is yet another gate that they're adding to the game, a time sink, if you will, to a community that's already whittling down, to a community that is desperate for a way to break down materials and give them utility because they already have an overabundance. I don't think there's a huge influx of new players. So what's happening here? What is this? I don't know. It definitely begs some questions. And unfortunately, when you go and you look at the shop, it's not much better. We're going to take a look at the shop. As you can see right here, what is this? Supreme Medal of Origin Force. Direct rank upgrade material for legendary characters after reaching Voyager level 60. Used in the character upgrade page or inventory. Items to instantly upgrade a legendary character below rank 10 to level 60, rank 12, and activate all skills on branches rank 12 and below. This is something I definitely want for Lufty. I'm probably going to buy it in support of the game. But man, you want to talk about pay to win? This is it. I mean, it's coming in hot. And so that's a problem. Pay to win's already kind of distasteful. It's a gacha game, so I think that argument can be kind of moot in my opinion. But the game's not doing great. And yet they still add more. I don't know. It's like they want to milk us, you know, dry instead of actually invest in the game and improve it. And that sounds cynical. I don't want to sound cynical. It just feels bad. Maybe I need a new paradigm on this. Let me know in the comments what you think. It's definitely questionable. That's not it. We also have a Stigmata Radiant Orb. Instant enhancement material for legendary gears. After reaching Voyager level 50, use in your inventory and instantly upgrade a legendary gear that hasn't been broken through the level 40 cap to level 60. You can also customize your preferred engraving type and detail type. The generated attribute values will be fixed at 80% of the maximum. This is busted. That's massive. The only way to get these is buying them. Cold hard cash with these astral gems. That's, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Get in the comments. Let me know. I'm not sure I'm happy about that. It doesn't feel great. So that's definitely a concern. And it leaves a lot to be desired. But it is what it is. Let's talk about Shaklulu and Kaya. What happened with these ladies? These characters, they might not have been the most popular. They might not have brought in the most revenue in the game. But where are they? When are we getting them? We don't have any clear communication. There's been some indication that they are coming. And there's been some teasing as far as like what's going to happen. But nobody really knows. Nobody knows for sure. And at this point, I'm not confident we're gonna get them. With power creep the way that it is in the game, by the time we get them, are they gonna serve any purpose other than as collector's items? This game's always done a good job of making all characters relevant in some way, shape, form, and fashion. But I'm really concerned about what's happening with the power creep already, and that these characters are coming in stronger. We don't have in-game to really challenge and meet these new heights that we're able to reach. And then yet, here we are. We have these characters that we've been denied who only fall further and further out of relevance. That's concerning. It's upsetting. And I don't understand why we don't have access to them already. It feels unfair. And I'm comparing to the Chinese community, Taiwan community, because they have them over on their side. And so it's great that they get to have things ahead of us and they kind of get to, you know, test things on those servers, if you will. But don't deny us the opportunity altogether. Give them to us. Give them to us sooner rather than later. And at the very least, let us know what's going on. It's kind of crazy. With that said, it's a perfect segue for the next point. No content creator program. Now, there's been some controversy as to why they don't have it. They destroyed it. They did away with it in the past, and then they brought it back. I am fortunate enough to have been sponsored by XD Studios, and I am grateful. I have deeply enjoyed their game, and I loved supporting it, and I love being supported by them. With that said, now it's nothing. They just dropped a brand new arc, if you will, in the series. We got some fantastic characters coming with, Luffy and Espionana coming out, Afra here very soon. But man, what's going on? We haven't had any communication, and they definitely haven't given any advertising rights to any of the content creators and asking for support. They're not telling us what's going on. They're not offering any sponsorships, and they just almost seem like they don't care. At the very least, have some communication with their community. The last time we had a devlog was what? November? That's crazy. What is happening right now? Where are you, XD Studios? You have a community of people here playing your game that you already have finished the assets for. You've already committed the time to developing. It's already launched and it's already making you money. Why are you just leaving it to die? Why aren't you investing in it and at least communicating with us and giving us some direction? I just don't understand, and I would love for there to be some understanding. I have no information to offer on it, but I did send an email to the studio directly asking for some insight and some information. We're going on several weeks now, and I haven't gotten a response, and at this point, I don't think I'm going to get one. It's just bizarre to me. I don't understand it. So, I don't want to doomsday everything, but the whole thing is definitely concerning. No content creator program, I get it. I understand. If they don't want to do it, maybe it's not making the revenue it needs, that's fine. But why no communication? That's weird. And no communication with your community for so long, that's not a good sign. It really isn't. It's a very, very bad sign. And so I hope they're able to fix that and do something. And it not be a part of some very small, marketing scheme. Rather, a nice, sincere, open channel of communication with their community. Please, I hope they build it. Which brings me to the next thing I want to talk about. Etheria Restart. XD Studios' newest game. Now, I know a lot of people have jumped on it and have played it. I have not played it. I've only looked at it from the outside in, but I've actually decided I'm not going to take it on. I've played too many games, and I play games for fun. I don't play games, because I want to make money off of them or because it's a business. That's not why I play these games. I want to have fun when I play them, And so I've refused to touch Etheria Restart because it doesn't really look that fun and appealing. And then I'll be honest with you, I'm concerned with what the company does as a whole, and I don't think that my experience with Sword of Convallaria is going to lead me to have a good experience with Etheria Restart because it's the same people, and there's been no rectification for any of it. And so Etheria Restart, it's almost like they've taken everything they've learned from Sword of Convallaria and applied it there. And so I'm not saying they're done with Sword of Convallaria, but at the very least, it seems like they're applying what they learned from it in Etheria Restart. And the question is why? And what am I talking about? Let me go further. Etheria Restart has guild raids. It has 3 different PvP modes, including live PvP and weekend tournaments. And then the last thing that I want to say that Etheria Restart has, which it has a bunch of things, is it has a co-op mode. These are all things that I have seen, asked for, discussed, mentioned, you name it, 100 times over in Sword of Convallaria. But yet we don't have it. The game's been made. The assets are there. A little bit of programming. I'm not going to pretend like I know what that all entails, but surely the hard part of the job is done with the creation of the game and the development, publishing of the game. Why wouldn't they add those features to the game when the community's here and wants it? Why are they putting that into another game and not this one? It doesn't feel good. It's concerning. And it's frustrating. And so, I don't know. Those features are in Etheria Restart, but Sword of Convallaria doesn't get them. And it makes you feel bad. It leaves a lot to be desired. And I'm going to use that to segue into the final point. that I want to make in this video. And that is, if you compare Sword of Convallaria to Limbus Company, the difference between these two games is night and day. It hasn't always been. In fact, revenue-wise, Sword of Convallaria and Limbus Company have kind of been on par with each other in the past. But Limbus Company's player base seems to be a lot stronger than Sword of Convallaria. And regardless of whether they're stronger in Sword of Convallaria or on par with Sword of Convallaria, Limbus Company has a development team that regularly communicates with its community, and it's on a consistent and upward trend. It blows my mind. I don't understand. Mr. Mustachio and me were talking about this. He's one of our Patreon members and a huge advocate of the channel. I'm super duper grateful for him. And he's really helped create some insight as to what a good game looks like with good support and with a good community following that's being spoken to and respected. And we don't see that in Sword of Convallaria. And so I think it's very much possible for us to have that in this game, but for some reason there's a lack of engagement and a lack of effort. And I really wish somebody would explain to me why and what's going on. It would mean the world to me. With that all said, I don't want to go too much further. And in the midst of all my video making and the content and enjoying the game, albeit in limited ways right now, I find myself feeling more and more despondent about what's going on. And when I sat back and looked at what video I wanted to make, this is the thought that came into my mind consistently. What's going on? What is happening with this game? And so, here we are. With that all said, thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry to bum you out if I did. I really and truly value your viewership and your support. Make sure you check out our links down in the description down below. A huge shout out to my Patreon members. Really, really grateful for you guys. You're the ones that allow me to make such content and to get the things out. I really appreciate your endorsement and my creativity and ability to impact our community in this game. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Good, bad, you name it. Just throw it at me. I won't be upset about anything. Just be respectful, please. If you totally disagree with me, that's fine. If you think I need a new paradigm, that's fine. I want to hear it. I want to see. I want to know what you guys think. I know XD Studios has seen our videos, so I think it's important that you get back and leave your feedback, because they probably will see it. Thanks so much for watching again, and until next time, I wish you the best in all of your Sword of Convallaria adventures, and then some. I'll catch you later. Bye.